Sure. Thanks, Aditi. So my name is Ronak Javeri, and I studied business administration as an undergrad at Carnegie Mellon's School of Business. This was in Pittsburgh. I did a minor in innovation, entrepreneurship, and economics. The reason I'm trying to be a part of Foreignadmits is a large part of my schooling life. I took a lot of roles that involved mentorship. It's something I really enjoyed. I was the leader of various organizations on campus, and that involved me mentoring a lot of students over the 4 years that I was there. After college, I joined McKinsey, which is a consulting firm. I was there for some time. Even during that period, mentorship still played a big role in my life for people that want to get into consulting specifically. After McKinsey, I moved back to India and I worked at a fintech startup for about a year, and which was a fantastic experience too. And then after the fintech startup, I have now joined my family business, and we are involved in jewelry, fashion, and hospitality. So any of these fields, if anyone has any interests and has questions, I am here to answer that. For undergrad at CMU was about $65,000, including accommodation, per year. So accommodation was around $10,000 or $11,000 per year. The rest was tuition and food. Of course, this will vary over the time that you're there because you might move out of campus housing. So your costs might reduce a little bit, but they'll probably stay the same. Yeah, that's about it. Honestly, it's not too tough. The school does a very good job at making sure that you have the resources to get an internship that you want. They also organize, obviously, job fairs. There's an excellent alumni network that's very, very useful and underappreciated. In fact, I think all these 3 or 4 factors. Of course, Carnegie Mellon has a very strong name, so companies are very excited to recruit there. And so all these factors make it pretty easy to get an internship. And if you don't get your choice of internship in the first year, you always have that opportunity to try again the next. So it's everyone gets a 1-year visa, depending on the degree you do. Actually, everyone gets a 1-year visa if you do a 4-year undergraduate program over there. But you can easily also get a 3-year work visa if you do a STEM major, so science, technology, engineering, math. If you do one of those, you can get a 3-year visa, and then you apply for a green card. Of course, the education was fantastic, but even more than that, I'd say the people, the student body was amazing, especially because Carnegie Mellon leads education in various fields. They're surprisingly, of course, Carnegie Mellon is known for engineering and computer science, but less known is also their architecture school, their drama school. The business school is well known as well, and all these, the brand value and the education of all these schools is only increasing over time. So that brought a very, very diverse group of people that had interests, and that made it a very inspiring, creative environment to be a part of. You learn from a lot of different perspectives. So I think that's why the experience was made amazing for me, because of the diversity of the students that went there. I've always been a part of a business family and entrepreneurship family, so I always knew that's what I was going to do. So honestly, at that point, it was very straightforward. I also think it was a narrow perspective that you have when you're younger, right? But the good thing about colleges in the US especially is you can switch courses very easily, right? So if I wanted to transfer into mechanical engineering or computer science, with varying degrees of difficulty, but it was still very possible to do so. But yeah, so business was always a priority for me. I enjoy that aspect of life. So yeah, it was a simple decision. I think the most difficult thing is just not knowing what's available, right? So we had to go to counselors and find out what schools are there and what they're known for and why one school is better than the other. So I think that is the most difficult part, which is what Foreignadmits is trying to solve, I guess, right? Because counselors tend to be expensive affairs. So and as parents especially, you're also worried, am I accessing the best resources there are to make the best decision possible for the student, for their child. And of course you can search online, but that gives you again a limited perspective. So I think talking to people that have actually been there and experienced certain colleges and campuses are very helpful, and I wish I had that when I was a like business.
Yeah, business.
Like I mentioned, family's always been business, always started their own businesses. So that's what I've grown up seeing. So I've seen the ups and downs, but the ups are very appealing to me. I think being able to build organizations from scratch is something very exciting and empowering and challenging. And not only for the business part of it, but also for the people part of it, because you end up being introduced and connected with a whole variety of very intelligent, interesting people, and that's very exciting to me. I'm still searching, so I don't know yet. But I think people, I would say people are my passion. People and poker. I love poker, but people. I learn best from observing people, seeing how they work, how they think, what perspectives they have. I am very attracted to different schools of thought, and so I think getting to know different exciting people involved in different fields and industries is something that's exciting to me, and I feel passionate about making the effort to go out of my way and meet these kind of people. I think the thing I would say is, one, from an admissions perspective, don't always look for the best ranking school, because that is not the sole determination of where you're going to end up after and how you do after, right? There's a whole bunch of factors that you don't really recognize when you're looking, right? It's easy to get sucked into, this rank is 3 and this rank is 4, I should go for the rank number 3 school. I think you should also look at what is interesting to you and what suits your lifestyle, right? Whether you want to be in a cold city or you don't want to be in a cold city, that makes a huge difference. Whether you want to be in a city at all, or you want to be, like, for example, Carnegie Mellon is in the city of Pittsburgh, but say Cornell is in the middle of nowhere, right? You're surrounded by a forest. So depending on how you are, those decisions and those choices also make a big difference. The education is going to be, in the top 10 schools or the top 20 schools, the degree of variation is not too much, and it's also what you do at these colleges that will determine what you do after.